Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Motorsport Republica podcast. Gentlemen, how are we?
G'day, fellas.
Very good. Very good.
It's great to hear.
I just wanted to say the 18th of June 2023, the death of Marc Marquez.
Oh, mate, pencil it in. I'll be attending the funeral front and centre.
He will never be back from this.
No, not a chance. Look, credit to him. He's been one of the only Spanish riders to come back as strong as what he has. Typically, they'll fall off the bandwagon and not be as good as what they were. But, man, this is worrying signs for Marc Marquez. Seriously, worrying. If it's him, it's the Honda. I don't know what it is. But, yeah, I think that's a great call.
I think it's the Honda. Obviously, I'm going to say that.
Of course you would say that.
I'm going to say that. I reckon he's fed up. I reckon he could have raced in Sachsenring. And that was him saying, basically, fuck you to Honda.
But what's he putting up the finger on the bike? Like, that's just so stupid.
Could have been worse. Could have done a Vinales and Rev bombed it.
Yeah, true.
I just thought it was so un-Marquez-like.
Well, the whole season's on Marquez.
I know, but I found that ridiculous, to be honest.
I think
you guys maybe have forgotten, but there's funny footage of John Hopkins back in the day. His bike blew up. It was leant up against a tie wall and was kicking it on the side of the track.
that's worse than a finger.
Yeah, he was kicking it. I think it was at Qatar or something like that in the first
brilliant.
rounds. I reckon he's looking at, even the commentators said this, he's looking at trying to get out of that Honda.
Yeah, I mean, he can, but I've never seen Marc Marquez get up to 6th place and then drift to 10th.
Yeah, that was uncharacteristic.
In a sprint race, we're talking. In his arguably the most favourite track of the calendar.
Oh, by a mile.
What was even more worrying was after the warm-up, he had that high side, which Taka Nakagami was behind him, and he said he wasn't even doing anything crazy, wasn't spinning up the rear tyre, wasn't going through the,
and just spat him off. And then he just sat behind the tyre wall on the other side of the track and just didn't want to go back to the pit box, was just shaking his head. It was just, looked like he was just done. That was the last straw. Because he had 6 crashes that whole weekend. I reckon he does not want to be on that Honda. I think, we talked about it, I think even you said it last weekend, that if he has a shocking result at Sachsenring, then that's it. That'll be the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, 100%. And the other thing is, I don't see him moving to KTM. I don't see him moving to Ducati. I just don't see where he fits into both those teams.
Yeah, Ducati, they don't need Marc Marquez.
No.
I think KTM is the biggest get because he's just Red Bull, and KTM, they need that prize rider as well, and they can do it. They've got the money to spend. If anyone's going to build an extra team, it's going to be KTM.
Crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up on one of their bikes.
Or
a third bike.
They boot Augusto Fernandez and just do a third factory bike and
But
just
they're all-
gas.
But they're also going to get Acosta into the mix as well.
They're in actually a really good place though.
Yeah, I know they are.
It's not a bad problem to have.
It's like Assen Football Club at the moment. It's hard to get into the 22.
Yeah.
So much depth.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Well, just on the Acosta thing, we'll find out.
In all seriousness.
All jokes aside, we'll find out in August what the go is there.
Is that the date? Is that the timeline?
That's what.
Didn't he give them till June 30th to give him a seat? Wasn't that what I saw?
I think he sort of pulled the stops out first and said, "Look, if you don't have something by this for me, I'm done. I'm out. I'll explore my options."
Yep.
But something must be in the works now for them to push it back another month or so.
Yep.
For him to sort of quieten down about it.
Mm.
So it's links to the gas team, whether Espargaro gets the boot or Fernandez gets the boot. It's tough to see 2 rookies in that team. They tried it with Gardner and Fernandez last year.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Acosta is out of this world, so it would make sense to bring him on, boot Paul Espargaro. I think he's done his dash.
Yeah.
Well, as I touched on earlier, death to Marquez, 18th of June. But we saw the birth of a new Spanish star in the Jorge Martin.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And great call, Dan.
Thanks, mate.
Did call that, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was...
He looked unbelievable.
Man, what a gun.
Yeah, what a gun.
I don't know what to say. It sort of left me a bit speechless. That was such a good ride both days.
Both days. Sprint race was amazing. Backed it up.
Man, crazy move in the sprint race. And then, just to fend off how he did, Pecco probably shouldn't have tried to pass in the last corner on that second last lap by touching him.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It was awesome to see, like, from a spectator's point of view, it was fucking brilliant. But wrong place to make the move, I think.
Yeah.
Could have waited, sat behind, probably would have got the slipstream. He was definitely quicker. Those last handful of laps through those first 2 sectors, could have made a move somewhere there, and then we probably would have seen a different result. But credit where it's due, man. Martin fucking blitzed it, and I think now it's pretty safe to say he'd be happy to sit on that Pramac for another year.
Do we really see him as a championship contender?
Fuck yes.
Yeah. I think as well a big test was having a battle with Bagnaia. Like, I think...
And he repassed him.
Yeah.
Bagnaia had him, and then he repassed him.
I thought when Bagnaia went past him, I was like, oh, he's just going to run away with it now.
Yeah.
So it's credit to him. It is the birth of now that new star, and he's 100% a championship threat. Which brings me to my next point: is what will Ducati do if Martin starts leading the title? Like, do Ducati want a Pramac, title winner? Because traditionally they're pretty ruthless on who they kind of want to win. Are they going to feed more parts to Bagnaia? Martin is on a factory-backed bike, but
yeah, we spoke about this last week. Who knows? It's more about the personnel, the engineers. I definitely think they'll favour the factory bike, but how many different parts can they bring?
yeah,
How much faster can the bike go?
I know, right?
Yeah, that's true. I think if Martin blows out a lead, you can't stop it. What are you going to team orders to stop him from winning?
No, it's impossible.
I think come last round, if it's a matter of Bagnaia and Martin, I think there'll be team orders. Because like you said...
No way.
100%. There's no chance that Ducati want their satellite team
There's no
to
way.
win. If your factory team can win,
No.
they will want their factory team to win.
Bagnaia came out today and said, I don't want team orders.
But he said that last year too.
Yeah.
But Martin's not going to pull over to the side and let...
No
Not a
fucking
chance.
chance.
Not a chance. If it was Zarco, maybe.
Nah.
But
I don't think anyone would.
you'd be surprised. But I don't think Martin would, and I wouldn't blame him if he didn't. It'd be like Lorenzo when they had mapping 3 when he should have let Dovi pass and he didn't. So, obviously different circumstances, but yeah, I don't think Martin would go for it. But that's the only time I could
That's
see
stupid.
them.
Lorenzo should have let him pass.
Yeah, that was different.
Because he was
had
nowhere
no-
near on the... He
Yeah.
wasn't going to win. He was nowhere near on the championship. So what did he get out of it?
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Just fucking
His
more,
ego.
More of a flog status for everyone
Yeah.
else to
There you go.
go on about him. But crazy, 8 of the Ducatis in the top 9.
I know, it's crazy. And the tightest, twistiest track of the calendar.
So
A few
nuts.
years ago, we would never have picked that. Like Austria, yes.
Yeah.
Those fast-paced tracks. But wow, like they've got the complete package.
Yeah, it was awesome to see. I mean, you're doing well, especially if someone like De Gea is up in the top 10. You know, you're doing
What I
well.
really enjoyed was seeing the difference between the riding style of Bagnaia and Martin. So Bagnaia like a madman on the brakes, and Martin in the corners was faster. They would mention that on commentary.
Yeah.
It was awesome to see that both the guys two different styles, but both fast.
Yes, both super quick. Personally, I try and take from both of those guys as inspiration for my own riding. But, obviously very, very, very far off. It's... I'm a few
You're laughing a bit too much there, Tom.
a few kilos too heavy to be that good.
Yeah. I also model myself around Bagnaia's braking ability.
On the Torino. Yeah. How many times have you chucked a leg over it again? Sorry, Tom.
5. 1100 cc is too much for me.
To watch them, it's something different. Like, especially Martin, the way he gets his body off the bike, and I think there's videos and photos of him shoulder down, almost fucking helmet down. Like,
He also, like on the onboard shot from Bagnaia, you saw Martin, and Martin was down. Like, the shots were crazy.
yeah, this new riding style is unbelievable to watch. I mean, all the guys, but some more than others. But yeah, it's going to be a good battle. I think you'll throw Bastianini into that mix. He started to look like he was finding something. Got to remember it's his first or second race back on that bike.
He'll come back
Best-
after
best,
the
yeah,
summer
yeah.
break, I think.
Yeah.
Then he'll be fully fit.
Yeah.
That'll be his time. But I like Martin. He's looking good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's found that form of 2021, and hopefully he can continue it on.
Yeah, he's making the racing more exciting as well because Bagnaia looks like the complete package. Like
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah, no, far from.
That was the best.
I wrote down a bit of a poetic note watching the race. It says, "Calm before the storm, rivalries will form."
Wow.
Oh, hello.
So
Trademark that.
trademark that. I think everyone are nice and buddies and friends at the moment, but coming into the pointy end of the
Yeah.
season, if you've got, maybe the VR46 boys going at it, Martin, Bagnaia, especially in Ducati, it's such a close, it seems to be from the outside, so close, good relationships with everyone, like a big family. But if we're coming down to the tight end of the championship, I think we'll see some nastiness going on. If someone takes each other out accidentally or does a strong move, things can change. And I'm excited for
very
that.
quickly. Things can change very quickly.
Especially if Martin and Bagnaia is going for a title.
Martin just doesn't give a shit, though, I don't think.
No, not at all.
I don't think he's mates with anyone in the paddock, is he? All the Italian boys are together, but
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone seems to be pretty buddy at the moment, though. But
yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. That's what I mean. Like,
I like old school rivalry.
yeah, so do I.
Like, hate someone.
Yeah.
Don't fucking,
Give 'em
walk
nothing.
arm in arm throughout the paddock.
No.
I hate it.
No, 100%.
That's why I think now that it's been a bit stagnant, I reckon, for the past few years. I think we got teased with it with Marquez and Quartararo until a pandemic, and then everyone's kind of been a bit buddy. But I think this year, I reckon things are going to change in a big way.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It'll be good if that happens.
Yeah.
Jack, off the line twice, first into the first corner.
That KTM starting device is dialed in, isn't it?
And it was almost like he was fiddling around with it in the sprint race and couldn't get it quite happening, and
Right.
just got it in the nick of time as the lights went out.
He's a bit of a cock tease, Miller, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Like, he almost ended up over the handlebars in the main race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was-
But he...
Down the waterfall.
Down the waterfall. He
Yeah.
wasn't as strong in that corner as the Ducati's, nowhere near. Even though he made
No.
that mistake. Even on the second lap, he came through and he was like a tenth slower, I reckon.
It was crazy.
From the naked eye.
He is a cock tease, though. He
Yeah,
just blows
biggest
the
cock tease.
tyres or something, but...
But you know what? He
Fuck,
was the
he's-
highest finisher other than
Yeah.
Ducati, so you can't give him too much shit, I suppose.
Nah, he's still
No, he
so
did well.
fast.
And-
And he's doing really well.
Yeah, he is. He really is. Shame with Binder. That was a massive stack.
I know.
Just
He
sort of
looked,
ran straight on.
yeah, he looked out of it when he
Yeah, I
was
think
getting
he
up.
might have
Yeah, that was
KO'd himself.
concussion, definitely.
He was not looking good.
No.
His helmet was all smashed up and banged up, losing wings and stuff off it. But shout out to Zarco. I don't know where the fuck he got that aggression from, though. Those moves he made, sprint and main race, hats off. You would never see that from him previous
He's
to that.
pretty reserved usually.
Yeah, I was so rapt to see that. That little sort of tap with Binder,
Yeah.
nothing in it, keep going, and then made the same moves down the waterfall
Yeah.
in the main race. So I think he really, really raced well. Probably the biggest surprise, to be honest, in my opinion, for the weekend.
Nah, I think you're right. I really warmed to Zarco. I thought he was like a bit of a nobody at the start, and I was like, oh, this guy's like just going to be a bridesmaid forever, which he might be, but he's got a really good personality by the looks of it. And now he's really coming out this year and showing everyone what he can actually do on a good bike.
Yeah.
But it's like he's not going to probably win a race.
Well, it's
He
funny.
might.
It's
But
funny.
there's so many Ducatis. Fucking hell.
Oh, you mean with the package he's got, surely he's a chance somewhere.
Somewhere.
But it's funny you say the bridesmaid thing. I seen this meme again. Shout out bad MotoGP memes. It was Woody from Toy Story, and it was Dennis on Chew, and it was the Buzz Lightyear or whoever in the
Yeah,
distance,
I saw
and it
that.
was Canet and Zarco, and it was so long old friends. So
That's
shout
funny.
out to Dennis for taking his win.
We'll get Curtis to clip that one in so we
Yeah.
can all see that.
So it was good to
Thanks,
see him
Curtis.
get his first win up as well in the Moto 3. That was a great race.
Great race.
Yeah.
Him and Sasaki just booted off.
Yeah.
No, 12-second gap. Like, that's unheard of in Moto 3. So
Yeah.
obviously, you don't have the long straight there to to catch them all back together. But yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
slipstream's not a factor.
Yeah.
And on Chu having cramps in his leg.
yeah, he's smashing his leg.
Yeah, that was nuts. I've never
Crazy.
seen anything like it. It was a bit
Didn't
of a
stop him.
Nah, did not stop him. I was happy that he got the win. It was a bit strange from Sasaki again, crumbling under the pressure. Standard. He in the post-race interview, he said, "I wasn't expecting him to make a dive on the last corner of the last lap." And I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my whole entire life. Because like you've got a kid that wants to win, never won, always comes seconds, and you don't think he's going to throw it up the inside in the last corner, which is it's a very inviting last corner as well.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
It is. It's a weird because you can take two different lines on the last
Yeah.
corner. It's like the inside line, break early, but
Yeah,
it's
Rossi found that one out from Gibbernow back in the day.
yes.
I've got a question for you guys. Let's see if you can answer this for me. In the last 20 years, out of the V4 engine and the inline 4, who's got more championships?
The last how many years?
20.
Like off face value, I'd say the V4.
Tom?
Well, it's like a trick question. So, like, we're going to say V4, but it's probably an inline 4.
No,
No,
I think it is the inline 4.
No, it's actually... I thought it was the inline 4. It's actually the V4. 11 to 9.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. It's pretty even.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool little...
Because
stat
that
or-
would have been all Yamahas, right?
Yeah.
On the inline. And
Yeah.
one Suzuki.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, so I
That's
thought
a
that
cool
was...
stat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really interesting. I was like, oh, surely inline 4.
Yeah.
Not realising Honda had changed to the
Yeah.
V4.
You know what's so crazy is everyone's so sick of the Ducati Cup, yet they've only won one title in like the past
Right?
10 years.
I know. It's funny. Like, it was interesting hearing the commentators like, oh, Bagnaia, the champion last year. First championship since Casey Stoner in 2007.
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking true. Like, it's just crazy the last 2 years of their dominance.
Yeah.
It feels like it's been in the sport for 5 years.
Yeah, exactly
So-
right.
It's, that was something that I actually took out of that race as well.
Yeah. Like,
But when you think, I think is we don't see who is going to take it up to them yet. We see KTM a little bit, Aprilia, fucking once they get rid of Espargaro, maybe. But
and Vinales. Mate,
yeah, no.
come on.
These
How-
are
Talk about a cock tease. I feel sorry for his missus.
Jesus.
That's
True
a lot.
though, like fuck. As he is a cock tease, not his missus.
I don't know what she looks like. He wore
Not
a
his
ha-
stepsister.
Oh, damn it. No, I'm not interested.
Not like our boy Miguel.
Personal sponsorship. On
Different
it, mate.
in Europe though, you know. Like you guys bred differently, so not like
Not the Italians, mate. We're just stubborn.
I've seen you at your family gatherings looking at your cousins differently.
we better get onto the fucking Formula One, Zark, because we go down a bit of a rabbit hole here.
No. I've still got plenty to say, mate.
I had to laugh at Maverick. He had a helmet with the flash graphic on it, and I thought, what a stupid graphic. You are not fucking fast,
Oh.
mate. Like, that was just
Well,
terrible.
the whole thing at Flash was him like taking off fast as well, and he can't start a fucking race.
Yeah, that was a shit helmet.
It was
That
the
looks
opposite.
shit.
They're like,
And
oh,
even
the
the one-
commentator's like, oh, is it Flash Gordon? Like, they didn't get it. Far out.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. I was like, oh, you fucking idiot. That was just dumb.
Yeah, why are you there? Thanks.
Dan, do you want a beer?
No, I'm good. Thanks, boys. Morbidelli, he's going to... His future with Yamaha will be decided in 2 rounds.
You know what? I wrote off Morbidelli.
Yeah.
I think he's actually doing okay.
He's a good rider. Like,
I think there's 2 weeks in a row he's beaten Quartararo.
Yep.
And out-qualified him.
Yep. Not this week. He didn't out-qualify him.
Okay.
do you remember how well he went in Argentina?
Yeah, he got like 4th or
It was
something.
most ridiculous thing ever. Couldn't believe it.
Got to remember, he's a runner-up in the World Championship, albeit it was the 2021, but still,
It
you
didn't count.
still got to put the bike there, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
So he was runner-up in 2020, you're right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think he's going to re-sign with Yamaha.
No way.
Yeah.
No
I've
fucking
changed my
way.
Who's going to take that seat?
No one wants to see it. I wouldn't take it.
There's no one there to take the seat. Think about
Aaron
it.
Canet.
Mate, No.
He's got to win in Moto2 first
Yeah.
before he even gets a sniff at MotoGP.
Jake Dixon's talking about a seat.
He's been racing right.
Actually, I could
last
see
few
him on
weeks.
the. I could see him on the Yamaha.
I would rather Morbidelli.
Yeah, I wouldn't take Dixon.
What?
He struggled. He
Come
wild
on,
carded on the
boys.
Petronas.
Come
He
on.
struggled.
Yeah, well, it's a bit different though.
I think I reckon they're gonna re-sign him for a year.
I think so.
No one. Martin's no chance of signing.
No, he's
signing
come
for
out and said he's
Yamaha.
happy
Yeah.
to stay where
No,
he's
he's
at
not
for
going to go to
2023.
fucking Yamaha. No way.
Be silly too. And I don't think someone like Bezecchi will go across.
I going back to Marquez. He's gonna leave at Honda.
Maybe he goes to Yamaha.
They're just as bad.
Jesus.
I think the Yamaha's a bit better. Of a
Imagine
bike
what
than
he'll do to the
Honda.
fucking. Imagine what he'll do to that bike. He'd be fucking double fucking finger
I
and kicking.
think
it
the
and-
Yamaha's a better bike than the Honda. I think the Honda's
Nah.
unrideable.
No.
What do you mean? Taka bought at home. Can't be that bad.
Yeah.
3 of their 4 riders are in the fucking hospital.
Tucker was. Tucker was second in first practice in the first 5 minutes. Give him a break. Now, can we talk about my big fucking boy Maxi getting another win? Dominant win, please.
Yeah.
How fucking good was he?
That was awesome. I did watch the race today. It was fucking
100 race win for Red Bull as well.
yeah, it's crazy.
Unbelievable
isn't it?
throughout the years. The
Yeah,
other
true.
dominance.
2 Aussies as well in that.
Yeah.
Just a shout out.
And he's matched Ayrton Senna, the great Ayrton Senna, for
Yeah,
race wins.
Yeah, 41 race wins. It's funny, back when I remember when Michael Schumacher evened the... obviously had a lot more to do with Ayrton Senna.
Yeah.
Racing against him when he died. But when he equaled his wins, it was like a big emotional event.
I
And
remember that. The press conference.
Yeah, and I
bawling.
think like we've lost a bit of that in F1.
Yeah.
Since it's become a little bit more commercialized.
That's a
but-
great point. Is that just because it's being commercialized?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I think the other thing is Max is so unemotional. He's just such a
Yeah.
fucking
But-
pillar of just...
You're talking about Michael Schumacher, yeah?
Yeah.
Germans are like traditionally fucking brick walls.
Yeah. Yeah, he cried a few times, like, when getting to milestones and things like that, so...
I do like Max because he says it how it is.
Yeah.
He does speak his mind, which is cool.
Doesn't mince his words,
but-
yeah.
Nah. But you are right with that. I don't know. It has changed. I still don't know if it's... I think it is for the better. We've had this conversation
Yeah.
so many times, but...
Yeah. It was great to see Hamilton and Alonso battling.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
awesome.
Like, that
to
was
see.
so good to see.
Out of the pit lane, almost touching, and
Yeah, typical Hamilton not getting a penalty, but anyway.
yeah,
Alonso put a bit of mayo on that, though.
yeah, 100% he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, tricks of the trade though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
No, that was a really good battle. It was just awesome to see him duking it out, and the respect that they all showed for each other in the post race
Mm.
Yeah.
when they all sat down and had a bit of a presser. That was really nice to see.
Yeah.
As much as I really appreciate the rivalry, and you can sort of see that there's tension still between them,
Yeah.
whether they really meant what they said. But it was nice to see.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is for show. I don't think they always say Alonso and Hamilton have a mutual respect, but I think that's just for the cameras.
I think it is too.
Yeah, I think they fucking hate each other, to be honest.
Yeah.
But they have to be all friendly in front of it because it'd be just another front page story.
Yeah.
So,
It would be hard for Hamilton, though. Obviously, he's got all those championships, but to see now, he was a dominant figure for so many years. Now he's, the bridesmaid, really, just about.
I don't know where he
watching
gets his
Verstappen.
motivation from.
It must be so hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a hit on your ego.
Well, think about Alonso. He won the world championship back in 2006. Hasn't won one since.
I know, but
It's crazy.
That is nuts. But with Hamilton, he's won so many, and it was against Verstappen, and now Verstappen's winning. Like, it must be killing him. It would be killing me inside. I don't know.
Especially losing in the way he did in 2001. Sorry, 2021. The losing, he could, like, there's something about being an 8-time world champion
Yeah.
in the Premier class that is always hard to get to. There's a lot of 7-time world champions.
This is true.
Yeah.
Cry me a river. But it must be.
Who
just
won the
like-
Moto E championship last year? He's a world champion.
Domi Agata.
Yeah.
Oh, technically, he won Supersport though.
Yeah, him and
last
Brian
year.
Miro both 1-time world champions. How fucking stupid's that?
Nah, take Moto E out of it. Moto 3.
He fucking have his cake and eat it too.
That was a
Yeah.
good race actually. I watched that at the session ring just quietly.
Moto E?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not.
That was actually all right. I enjoy watching it. Short, sharp. It's like 5-6 laps. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
There was a couple of good battles throughout the field. Alex Albon had an amazing race.
Man, what a race.
Yeah, he's a little gun. Fuck, he did nothing at Red Bull, but he's
He's doing well, isn't
fucking
he?
talented, yeah. And Piastri, I reckon, had a really good race. Result that he didn't want in the end, but he was up there the whole time. Just got unlucky with the pit stops.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he's a little gun. Like, I fucking love Piastri. I really
Yeah, so do I. He's my favourite.
Yeah, just the way he goes about it.
Yeah.
No, he did really, really well.
Yeah.
But back on Albon, he's like to fend off those guys towards the end.
Amazing.
Man, what a defensive display.
Yeah.
Absolutely unreal.
And fucking that Williams is a fucking pile of bolts. So did you see the footage of the floor of the Williams?
No.
Yeah.
Can we talk about this?
Maybe we
Oh,
might have
from
touched
last, was
on
it from last
From
week?
Monaco.
Yeah.
The floor of it looked like it was a couple little bits of steel being put together.
Yeah.
Just put the floor. The Red Bull one has like fucking 25
Yeah,
little
LCD screens
Yeah,
and shit on it.
you got massage in there. Fucking this thing. I couldn't believe that was two of the cars in the same era. Like you would never have guessed that.
No, you wouldn't think, would you?
So and the floor is like 50% of their downforce with the ground effect. So
Yeah, it's
So
a lot
important.
of difference. But I think you were saying last week that Williams had an upgrade and Albon ran
Yeah.
it this week. I don't think Sargent did though.
no, Sargent's fucking nowhere. But anyway,
That was his first race, I think, this year that he hasn't finished.
yeah. He's I think what was it in the end? Was it like was it a hydraulic failure in the end, or just engine failure or
I
something?
think so. Yeah, one
Yeah,
of
he
the
just
two.
put off to the side, didn't he?
Yeah, which
But
is
yeah, I
unfortunate.
took a few things out of the race. Obviously, Perez struggled. Don't know how when his teammates going so well.
There's a bit of pressure on him.
Massive with Ricciardo sitting there
Yeah.
on the pit wall.
Yeah.
On the pit wall. Imagine that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in the same car, I think, yeah, with the pressure, I think it's starting to get to him now because he's not qualifying well.
Yeah.
You know, he's not up there in the races anymore. I think it's really starting to wear him down, being the teammate of Max.
Mm.
In by far the best car.
Yeah,
He did his job in 2021. He won the championship for him. So,
yeah, exactly.
but I think as well, Alonso was fucking quick, but had overheating rear brakes. a lot of the
Yeah,
whole
I reckon
race.
that
Yeah.
stopped him.
He only finished. I know there was safety car, but he only finished 5-6 seconds behind.
It was
Verstappen.
actually close.
And I know Verstappen would have been, easy on the tyres and all that sort of thing, but he had pace under there. And that was because the new upgrades of Aston Martin as well, which we spoke about.
Yeah.
So yeah, Austria in a couple of weeks. It's going to be a Red Bull haven there because there's 3 DRS zones and it's going to be
In
just
their home track.
in their home track. And their DRS is so much, obviously, stronger than the rest of the teams. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Be interesting.
I,
Very
li-
interesting.
I liked Ted Kravitz cracking it over the weekend.
Yeah.
The unsportsmanlike decision. He went
Yeah.
on a whole rant
Yeah, he
during the
did.
race.
I love that.
So do I. I love it when they
Because
show
Hulkenberg
emotion.
got a penalty for going too slow in the red flag.
Too fast.
It was either too fast or it was
Yeah,
too slow.
just too fast or something.
Too fast, maybe. Okay, well, my point's fucking invalid. Then I thought it was too slow, which I thought was ridiculous. Couple things as well. Lando Norris deserved that penalty. I know there's a lot being in the press about how he didn't deserve it, but backing up all the other guys so he could then get a free pit stop instead of is not within the rules. So I was happy with that penalty.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is fair.
Haters gonna hate, but
Oh, you'll tell him off.
and Hamilton didn't deserve a fucking penalty for his unsafe release.
Did or
Oh,
didn't?
Didn't. I'll put that on record.
Jeez, that's big coming from
That's
you.
massive.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
From the world's,
Credit where credit's due. Okay.
Yeah.
from the world's biggest Hamilton fan.
How's Russell going on about spatial awareness and then he goes and clatters into a wall? What a fucking flog.
Oh yeah, he's your fucking favorite,
Oh,
isn't he?
what a dickhead. Seriously. He's rambling on about how drivers don't have spatial awareness, but yet he fucking
Shuts
bang
the
straight
wall.
into a wall.
And if you're going to hit a wall at that track, can you hit the wall of champions? Not some fucking other shitty wall.
I still wouldn't put
Also,
his
the
name up
damage
on
came
there.
off his car, and he put wheels back on and got back out there.
Yeah, he did.
Couldn't believe that, but I think there was a blocked brake duct or something. So
Yeah, he had to retire. He couldn't-
yeah,
Whatever. Good.
but yeah, it's pretty. The midfield pack's exciting racing. It is. Even Haas being up there.
Yeah.
It's good seeing them up there.
Yeah, like Williams finishing 7th. The McLarens look a lot better.
Yeah. Ferrari came back through the pack. What, they ended up 4th and 5th?
No, they did
Yeah.
really
5th and
well.
6th or something
They did
like
really
that,
well in
4th
the
and
end. Yeah.
You know what I heard on the commentary? It was really, really interesting. The Ferrari boys are going back at their strategists.
Yeah. They were talking about that on
Yeah.
the telecast.
That's pretty bad. That's no confidence in your team. And fair enough, too, because they've fucked them over so many times.
They're known for it. There's memes and everything out
well,
there.
if Red Bull, like their team principal gets on the radio and said, you have to fucking do this, they go, yep, whatever. Even Max does
100%.
that. And he's the most stubborn fucking person since James Shaw.
Doesn't like criticism.
No, he doesn't like criticism. But that's what I'm saying is...
I don't agree with that.
Like, Verstappen does whatever the team says.
Yeah.
Because he trusts the team. He knows the team's going to do the right thing. Where Ferrari has lost all trust.
Well, how many times have they fucked it for him?
Oh, countless. Over 10 times, 20 times. You can name it. Little things, big things. Staying out, pitting early. Like, they've just done everything wrong. Their strategy this week actually worked, though.
Yeah.
I think that 4th and 5th place was probably the best they could have done.
Yeah, I don't think they would have done much better. Unless something happened up front.
Yeah. Especially starting 9th and 11th.
Yeah, or something like
Was
that.
it better than that?
Yeah, something like that. No, they did well. But yeah, I just thought it was really interesting. I think even through qualies, I think it was Charles wanted to come in for certain tyres and they suggested something else.
Yeah, they
and
fucked that up as well.
He overruled them.
They put the fucking wet tyres on when everyone else is on the dry tyres.
Yeah.
What's going on? Well, Daniel,
it's the
you're
passion.
Italian.
They can't handle the passion. They get going like, oh, they get so crazy. They just can't make a right decision.
So this is what it is. The Japanese crumble under pressure. The Italians
can't make a decision.
Yeah, too much pressure. Yeah. Too much passion, and they can't think.
The Germans and the Brits, they're fine because they calculated decisions.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Like we've touched on so many times, it's just stubbornness, really.
Yeah, but you see the Germans and the thing, they got their laptops. They're like this. And they're making a decision. The fucking Italians like fucking banging on here and fucking yelling over here.
They got his hand gestures.
Yeah.
Someone's at the back making the cafetiera's burnt. Go get the coffee.
Yeah, but it's
fucking hell.
It's animated as is. That's how it is. Like,
it's true.
One's yelling and then he's yelling at him, and then the fucking. It's just how it is.
You can even see it in the GP pits. Look at Tardozzi and all those guys.
They
go
go fucking
bonkers.
crazy.
You look at HRC, like was it Kawauchi or Carucci or whatever?
Yeah.
He just sitting there goes.
Yeah,
and just nods his head like.
You know what though? With the that's funny you touched on that. I reckon the part of success of the Italians in MotoGP is because they're not afraid to speak up against one another. For development programs where the Japanese are so stubborn and stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
Where they're not going to change anything, and then you can see the development. With
That's a good point.
Ducatis.
It's like you watch those air crash.
I knew you were going to say
air crash
this.
investigation.
Yeah.
And
I get it.
There's like the little Korean guy with his
Japanese,
his little Cessna,
and he's got like the senior figure next to him,
and
he's like, he can't say anything. Oh, you're about to fucking hit the mountain.
Yeah,
and the guy's like, no, I'm the fucking boss. That's how it is.
It's a true story.
It is, and that's how they are in that culture, though.
Yeah, it's a pride thing.
Yeah, it is. You can never question a more senior figure.
Yeah,
it's a bit like this dynamic.
Yeah, well, I am the senior figure.
No.
Well, you got Mr. Stubborn and Mr. Too Passionate over here, so I'm going to fucking deal with you fucking.
It's probably fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's hard enough dealing with myself, let alone to people.
It's hard enough looking in the mirror trying to be like Pecco and Martin.
Yeah, that was a fucking hell of a call, that one. I don't know if you were taking the piss or you being serious there.
No, I mean, there's certain things from riders that I like that I'll never be able to do, but I would love to and always watch them to try and gain.
That's what it's all about, though. Like, you see, like I watch golf and I play golf and little things that they do. They fucking they fold their gloves up, put them in their back pocket. They have a little strut. Like, people copy that.
For sure.
It's like tennis with celebrations, footy with like snap and goal. Like, it's similar.
Yeah,
take
100%.
a little bit off those pros.
Yeah, you're always looking at them and saying, "Oh, I like how he does that," and how he's like you said later on the breaks there. But I'll never get to that. Maybe on the GP game on PlayStation. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I've seen you play that one, Daniel. You fucking shit out.
Yeah, I'll shit on that too.
I love when GP when someone goes up the inside and they're fucking not going to make the corner, and you just see them like chucking the rear end in, and then you can just see them releasing the front brake, and then just connects in the. I love seeing that, and Martin did that a couple of times as well. I just that's one of my favorite moves. I'm like, they're not making it. They're fucking going to go wide, and then somehow.
It just
Brad
stinks.
Binder and Jack Miller are awesome at that as well.
Brad Binder,
I was going to say Binder threw it up into turn one a few times really nicely.
That is a good thing. That is a good thing of motorcycle racing is you can see their body language.
Yeah,
it's a big thing to watch.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm sure for kids and just people in general that race karts that want to get into car racing, take things of like braking markers and lines that drivers take and try and learn that from them too. Like, you're always looking up to your heroes or inspiration for something. So, I've just read as well, Jake Dixon is actually chatting to some MotoGP teams, funnily enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
That we were talking about that before.
I wonder who's going to... Well, as you touched on last week, Augusto Fernandez has to get the boot, surely.
Raul Fernandez.
Raul
Yeah,
Fernandez.
big difference because Augusto's going really well. I think he finished 12th.
He's doing really good.
But he can still get the boot. You know,
He's
if you're
Spanish,
putting in Acosta or Marquez...
Yeah, but Marquez is not going to go to fucking gas, James.
For factory back. He
No.
will. He's come out and said doesn't matter what.
He will not.
He's come
I'm
out
telling
and
you,
said...
his big fucking ego will not allow him to do that.
He's
He'll have
come
to be
out-
in a factory team.
He's come out and said, I don't care what colour and what bike.
You fucking show me that thing because I don't believe it.
Look, I got to back him there. He actually did come out and say that.
Take it back.
But you know what? He's no Rossi. Rossi swallowed his pride and went to Petronas, took the back seat. Marquez, he just thinks he's too good.
Rossi should have fucking given up.
He
Jesus Christ.
He fucking should have.
Yeah, he should
I
have.
fucking love him, but he should have. He would have been a... You know, he actually wouldn't have changed
Actually,
things
that's
that
a great debate, and I don't think it would have. Did he stay too long? Did it tarnish his career?
Yeah.
If just say he left at 2015.
much. Oh, no, it definitely tarnished his career, 100%.
Yeah,
Definitely.
he should have left. Yeah, end of 15.
Because people would have been talking about, he could have won another 5 championships, when realistically he did fuck all in the last 5 years.
Well, a good example is that is Casey Stoner. He left in 2012, and people were like, no one really says a bad word about his riding style.
no, he could have won a couple more.
Yeah,
That would have been a good battle, him and Marquez.
yeah.
But some people just can't handle the heat. That's the thing.
Yeah, that was his drama.
Traveling, the pressure, the
Yeah,
media. Like,
yeah.
you sometimes you're fucking born with it, sometimes you're not.
Well, I guess if he's in it since, he was, how old, 10 years old or whatever.
He
travelling
retired
the
at like
Grand Prix.
28, didn't he? Or something even younger than
I
that.
think it was younger. I think it was like
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, crazy.
It's like the peaky career on the best bike on that Honda.
Yeah.
25, 26, something
Him
like
and Marquez's teammates would have been awesome to see.
that. Yeah.
I think Marquez would have had the wool over him from a mental standpoint. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
tougher.
Imagine the mind
harder-
games
yeah.
Marquez would have been playing.
Yeah.
He
doesn't
would have
give a
shit on him.
fuck,
Yeah,
man.
he wouldn't have
Yeah,
cared.
no, he has no respect for anyone, that guy.
What about the Zarco incident? Zarco was coming out of the pits.
Dude. And he goes to blame it on Zarco.
I know.
What a fuck.
Even I'll admit that was ridiculous.
That was ridiculous.
That was dumb. But did you see the footage of Vinales dumping it and almost doing the same thing to Alex Marquez stacked and almost took out Vinales?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's on the CCTV
God,
footage of the
another
track.
Marquez.
And it would have been the exact same thing.
It's happened a couple times in the past, but
Yeah.
yeah, fuck man, he didn't even go over and see if he was alright. Simon
He did.
Crafer,
He sort of...
yeah, I guess so. Simon Crafer was real bullish on him though. I've never seen him so pissed off at a rider.
But you've
He's not
absolutely
normal like that.
fucking knocked him out clean cold. He did nothing wrong. And he can't go over to see if the guy's all right.
I think he kind of as you said, looked at him and gave it a distance wave, but that was about it. And he was gone.
But how could he even blame... What was his argument against Zarco? He was like...
But his team should have let him out later.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous argument.
God.
That is a ridiculous argument.
Jeez. He fucking broke the bike in half.
That was fun.
That could have been so much worse as well.
If that had been half a metre before,
Yeah.
Zarco would have raced.
Oh, his foot would have... His right foot would have fucking in a million pieces.
Bad. Yeah, it was fucking
That's
crazy.
that bike was not slowing down either.
Nah.
Fucking
Nah, it was-
Marquez's bike was...
He was on the limit.
Oh, yeah.
That would have to be the worst, I think, Grand Prix I've seen for any rider, just about ever. Can
Can we talk about... Well, we touched on this before the pod, but can we talk about how biased everything was towards Marquez the whole weekend?
I've never seen anything like it, and I'm a big Marquez fan, as you guys know.
There's fucking 20 other riders on the grid.
Even when a rider's going for a title, and normally they're on him, that little bit more. The whole weekend
Yeah,
was
it's
just
just
about
about him.
Marc Marquez, every single time.
We called it last week too. We all tipped him.
And I think because all the crashes just added to it, and then
Yeah. It was cool to see him run his old livery on the helmet though. From, was it 2019 when he raced there, he had that lid?
yeah, it was
was
that
cool.
throwback showy lid.
Yeah, it was cool to see that.
That's cool. I want to buy one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was going to say that.
he won't be pulling that out anytime soon, I don't reckon.
that's
Bad juju.
Big time. Yeah, I wouldn't buy that.
I would.
Just stick to the championship replicas.
Do you want to talk about your championship replica?
Oh, I just bought it because it was cool. It was gold and black. It looked good. Nah, it's pretty dope. It's one of 2,000. So I thought I'll start my collection. Second helmet. So I've got the Daijiro X Spirit as well. The cool eyes on the back. And nice red helmet. I thought that'd be nice next to it in the garage once everything's set up. So
What rider, Daniel?
the great Joanne Mir,
Infamous.
who's done fuck all
Since.
gifted.
Has he had a
2020
podium since winning the championship? Fuck.
Oh, I think he might have had one in 2021, maybe.
Because like Rins had a much better year, didn't he, in 2021?
Well, there's talks that Mir might get dumped from Repsol now through this year. So I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe Taka gets a crack.
Oh shit.
Oh fuck! Everyone else is struggling. May as well throw him in there. One last hurrah. Give him something to walk away with.
I think it's just the bike. I now think it's the worst bike on the grid. I think it's worse than Yamaha. I'd rather be riding that Yamaha.
But Honda, but Rins won a race this year.
Yeah,
It can't be that bad. That's just the thing. This is
I think it's more that it's
okay. Rins,
you can't find the limit on that
Rins
bike.
won a race on his favorite track. Why can't Marquez win a race at his favorite track? I know it's completely different scenarios, but it's not just the bike, mate. I'm telling you.
It is. It's not just a bike, but look at there's 3 riders and now they can't race it. They're either
because they're injured. Yeah, but
because the difference is you can't find a limit on the bike. So normally you can find a limit, like Marquez traditionally would do. Go out in FP1, find a limit.
it just lets go and fucking.
It'll just spit you off like the old 400cc days.
Which is what we seen when he gave the bird to the bike.
Yeah.
Like
He doesn't know. No one knows.
He doesn't know what was
The
happening.
engineers don't know.
No idea.
all the gear and no fucking idea.
Typical Marquez. Hey, how's this for a crazy stat? McLaren haven't scored points in Canada since 2014.
Fuck.
That's a cool one.
Kevin Magnussen 9th, Jensen 4th.
Jeez. And Jensen Button had that famous win on a McLaren back in the day.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
It was a 4 hour and 46-minute race.
That's
He started the restart last with like 30 laps to go.
was that whole like rain
Yeah.
soaked one? Yeah.
Fuck, that was an all night. Like I think I got up at 4 a.m. The race didn't finish till like 8:30.
Yeah, it's wild.
That was 2012 maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I watched a video on that not long ago, funnily enough.
And it was a crazy race. That was he passed Vettel on the last lap to win.
That is cool.
Yeah.
One of my favorite tracks are Canadian tracks.
Simple and
Yeah,
effective.
simple.
Yeah, it's a good circuit.
Effective. I like it.
Mm.
I think it's underrated.
Yeah, very fast.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Very,
Still
very
street
fast.
circuit.
Yeah. That was good. And then the little groundhog that ran across the track at one stage.
Yeah, they got some crazy wildlife there.
Almost took out, was it Signs? I think it ran in front of.
Yeah. And I think Verstappen hit a bird or a fucking pelican or something.
Pedestrian.
Didn't he and Oni?
Yeah.
Not the seagull. Yeah, no, it was I actually really enjoyed watching the race. I thought it was good.
Is there any driver movement kind of news coming up?
Not really. I think Nick DeFries is gone. He had a fucking shocker again.
Yeah, he was trash.
Well, he was actually not too bad. He was in the DRS train there for a while, but then he just got onto the marbles, tried to go up the inside of K-Mag, and then they both went off. Or maybe it was Hulkenberg. One of the
K-Mag,
Hasses.
yeah.
Yeah, then they took forever to get to reverse and get it back on. They lost like 35 seconds, so that was race finished. But I think, yeah, Red Bull, it just depends on what Perez is doing. Ferrari looks like it will stay the same.
What's Perez's contract? Is he finishing up this year? Like,
No,
is
he's
he
got a
resign?
contract for next year, I believe. I think they gave him a 2-year contract after what he did in Abu Dhabi in 21.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But who contracts? Who care? Like fucking Red Bull are that rich, they can just fucking pay him out.
I swear it doesn't even matter.
Doesn't matter these days. It's just guaranteed money for the drivers. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And if the driver wants to move to another team, he can just move to another team, just not get paid. Ferrari will stay the same. Aston Martin will stay the same, unless the Daddy Stroll wants to get rid of his son, which ain't happening.
No, not a chance.
So we'll see some movement probably in AlphaTauri next year, with maybe Ricciardo coming back for DeFries.
Oh, yeah.
They seem to love Tsunoda.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
There was like talks of him going. I saw like a couple of articles about him to Red Bull eventually, and I thought, I think he's overrated.
There's lots of like, we see it from the outside. They see it from a data point of view.
Yeah.
And you'd see that like Quartararo coming up. Like we thought, fuck, he's nowhere. How's he why has he got that seat?
Yeah.
And then he won a championship and he's been a gun since. except for the bike being fucking horseshit. It's just they must see something that we don't see.
Well,
of course.
Well, with the Quartararo situation, he won, I think, a couple races at the most crucial times.
Yeah.
Around that Catalunya time, I think he on a not so great Moto2, the Boscoscura.
Yeah. What's the colours of that bike? I do not remember him at all on a Moto2
I
bike.
think that was like blue, or was it yellow? Fluoro yellow, and it's fluoro yellow and black now.
It changes.
Yeah.
I think
It's
at one
been
stage it was
pink, I
pink and
think.
black.
Yeah, I think a bit of pink was he was racing. Is that?
Yeah, I think it changes round to round sometimes. with
Yeah.
them. But yeah, I think he might have had predominantly pink, the pink and black one.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool looking bike though in the Moto 2.
Yeah, it is. It's a very cool looking bike.
Big fan.
But yeah, I think you're right. It could be a data thing. What they see.
Yeah, and they see like you can tell looking at say you put Verstappen against Perez, and you can see that he brakes later, he accelerates first. You know, takes a better line. So, but Tsunoda just makes too many mistakes.
Yeah,
He's actually improved a lot this year, but yeah,
still making too many.
it's just weird with that AlphaTauri team because it's like the second team to Red Bull, but it's nothing like MotoGP. They have a
No,
completely
it's
different
different
car.
ballgame.
Like it's not like they get all their parts from Red Bull. It's like a completely different team.
Yeah,
They might get a
Yeah.
couple little things, but it's two separate.
if they're
identities.
lucky. Yeah,
Yeah, which is weird. Like you'd think they'd want to.
Yeah.
yeah, promote it and
Yeah,
have all four up there, sort of thing.
they've got a lot of rules with F1s. The two cars cannot be the same.
Yeah,
So if you looked at like, remember a couple of years ago, the Aston Martin kept getting accused of being a
the pink Mercedes.
pink Mercedes, and they nearly got. I think they maybe did get
I
fined
think they did.
a big amount. So that's obviously something they want to stamp out. But
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah,
imagine having two Red Bull teams with the same cars. It'd be fucking 1, 2, 3.
well, it'll just be MotoGP then, because that's what it's like,
Red Bull Cup.
you know, with all the Ducatis.
Mm.
It never used to be factory backed. It's Ducati started that factory backed
Did
satellite
they?
teams.
Yep.
No one did
It's
that
just so
previously.
weird to see like the team principal from Ducati going into the Primac garage and congratulating everyone.
It's nuts, isn't
It
it?
is. It's just so
Yeah,
weird.
It is different.
Yeah, they're always jumping. Even like they're jumping codes to super bikes. and
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
yeah, it's massive. But
I'd love to go to a Ducati Christmas party.
that'd be pretty big.
Crazy,
I'm only
but-
going if Jorge Martin's there.
Oh,
That's who I'm tacking on to.
Taka Nakagami.
Oh man, but yeah, it is. It's strange seeing it in one code and not the other. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. That's for sure.
is it just? It's just Ducati that has the factory back satellite teams. Is anyone else factory back?
Aprilia?
Or- yeah. No. Miguel and Fernandez are on last year's bike.
Okay.
Yamaha, when Rossi was on it, he was on
Yeah.
a spec.
He was on a factory bike.
He was on a factory bike.
I reckon that really affects Yamaha not having a satellite team.
Well, that helps develop the bike as well. They
100%.
can use different parts.
They can put new parts on the satellite team and
Cal
stuff.
Crutchley used to do that, I think.
Yeah, all the time.
Or, yeah, off the Honda or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Mm.
Well, I'm assuming, as we touched on last week and the weeks before, that VR46 is going to go to Yamaha.
Nothing's come out as of yet, so it'll be interesting. But
It would
again,
make
nothing much
make
change.
sense.
Yeah.
100% makes sense, but yeah, fucking hell, I've got to make a better bike.
Yeah, but in saying that, thinking about it properly, it's technically two separate things. You've got Valentino Rossi, who's the brand ambassador for Yamaha, and then VR46 is another
Yeah, that's true.
thing in itself. It's not. Yes, it's him,
Yeah,
but it's not him. Does that make sense?
yeah,
yeah.
it's his brand.
It's his brand.
Yeah.
it's his brand. They probably have like a board of directors and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
making the decisions. It wouldn't just be him.
Yeah. So it makes sense if they still are on the Ducati next year, but totally understandable if Yamaha bring a bike back and they're on satellite Yamahas.
Well, I think they need that. They need something.
They need an extra set of Yamahas in there.
Yeah.
For sure.
They're the only team without anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck, even Aprilia got a satellite team, for fuck's sake.
I reckon their bike's arguably better than this year's
Yeah.
Aprilia's satellite bike.
Well, Aprilia's just nowhere at the moment. They need a gun rider. We keep talking about this.
Yeah. I feel so sorry for Miguel, like him and all of his
He's
injuries
been
and stuff.
shafted.
He
His
has,
whole career he's been shafted.
but he really
That's the
would
price
have
you pay about your sister.
he really would have thrived on that bike. I think.
he's a gun.
He is.
He was your Smokey for the title this year.
Well, like, to be honest with you, he would be winning the championship if it wasn't for the accidents. Do we see a sixth manufacturer coming into the sport?
It's a great fucking call.
Ages ago, there was talks about BMW
Nah.
trying to develop, and then like their super bikes looking like a MotoGP bike, but I don't think that'll happen.
Commercially, I just think it makes so much sense. Like, I reckon Ducati's sales in the last 2 years would have fucking gone like this.
100%
They have. They
have.
definitely have.
I think Aprilia's sales in the last few years would have gone like this, even though they haven't been winning.
Aprilia's still a difficult one. Not a lot of people.
I bet you Suzuki's went down when they left the sport.
Suzuki's were going down before that, really. There wasn't a lot around.
Ducati has definitely changed their way, or what we can speak for in Australia, because they've got the whole V2 range now, which is affordable.
Yeah.
Those V2 pannies.
Yeah, they're 25 grand. They're not, it's
Nothing
a lot
crazy.
Of, lot of bike.
It's nothing. It's not, 35 grand like an R1 or whatever they are these days, or 32 grand.
But that's an R1M though.
What's the standard R1?
I think around that same price as a V2.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Honda with their triple R 5-blade, you're up at 40, 50.
Yeah, a lot of money.
ZX10RR, you're up there, same price. G6R1000, you're around that I think 18 to 20. Aprilia, I think you're starting at 25, 26.
It's just
Probably
funny
more.
because I look at, say, Ducati 3 years ago. Oh, they're like a Harley. They go in a straight line. They can't turn.
Yeah.
So then I think to myself, oh, their road bikes are like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From a person who's not in the motorbike industry like you guys. But now I'm thinking, oh, fuck, they got the whole package. I'm going to buy a Ducati.
Yeah.
It's weird, though.
great
That's how
marketing.
would people think, though.
What's that old saying? Win on Sunday.
Buy on Monday.
Yeah,
Buy on Monday,
exactly. Yeah.
But like when Suzuki was winning, oh, they got a real great handling bikes. Like that's just the brand perception, though. It might not be the case.
Yeah. Can't confirm.
Update.
No. I've ridden my old man's Hayabusa.
Okay.
And for a big bike, that handles all right.
Oh, we're trying to get him to fucking buy a bike, but he's still struggling. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Still tossing up.
Maybe look at Ducati.
No, I can't afford it.
Come on, you're Italian, man. You gotta.
Just walk into the deallership like this.
They do like a
Oh,
staff,
they're 50% off.
like a staff card or something.
Do you reckon you can make me one? Just take it off the assembly line.
Uh,
I'd actually probably go for an RSV4 over a Ducati just quietly.
Yeah, so would I.
yeah.
I think they're a better looking bike.
They're a great
I think the
looking
new Ducati's ugly, which is a crazy thing to say about Ducati, but I don't think they look good at all. The V2s look good, but the V4s of those, I don't like the winglets. I'm over
No,
it.
same.
They're ugly.
Well, back to my fucking nemesis aerodynamics in MotoGP.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you.
I reckon if, for example, Bagnaia would have fucking caught up Martin and flown past him, if you didn't get caught in the dirty air for a few laps. Front
Yeah.
tire temperature goes up,
Yeah.
harder to pass.
You got to sit back.
But, bro, 10 years ago we watched GP fucking pass on the first corner, then repass on the second one, pass on the third corner. Like, how often did that
They
happen?
need,
You're
they
not
need to
worried
get
about
rid
it.
of it. They need to do something.
You don't see that anymore at all.
Bikes don't look as good.
I watched a throwback of like some of the best battles of the last however many years, and it was like Marquez and Dovi just as wings were coming in or just before, and even they looked better than what the new bikes
Yeah.
They do.
do. Little to no wings, and you're 100% right. And I think that's why Bagnaia dropped off that sort of 6/10,
Yeah.
7/10
Yeah, because his front tire temp was
because of
going
the
up.
tire temp. And Martin did well to strike back within the lap or two. Whatever
Yeah,
he
that
did.
was
Yeah.
smart.
That was smart because otherwise he would have got caught out. And I think if he had waited a little bit longer, he would have dumped it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
Yeah,
those.
cool.
What's great about Saxon Ring is all those left-handers. It's like how fucking daring can you be?
Yeah,
Like you just follow someone through, you're like, oh, fucking just keep it nailed.
yeah,
And you can see that Martin repassed Bagnaia, won the race.
yeah.
So
And it's good. I love onboard footage now as well because you can see the contrasting lines they take out of certain corners. There's a sequence of corners where Bagnaia was taking a more sweeping line
yeah,
through, and I love the onboard.
well, it was like the last corner. Bagnaia took a different line to Martin. That's why he ran up his ass because
Yeah,
Yeah.
when he went in
exactly.
tighter, Martin came in and then they
a
sort of
bit
met in the
defensive.
middle.
Yeah, yeah. Weird line to take in that last corner, but yeah. Anyway, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yes.
Cathedral of Speed next week.
Yes, that's going to be a good one. That's always one of the biggest of the calendar.
What are we thinking?
I'm gonna go. I'm actually gonna think Martin for the double again.
What? Come on.
Yeah,
Think outside the box,
I
bro.
think he's on form. I reckon Pecco to think outside the box is gonna dump it in the main race.
Fair game.
Yeah. I don't know who's gonna finish third. You could throw a fucking. I don't know what the saying is. A blanket over each rider and someone will get third.
take your pick.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think Martin's just going to carry on his form. I reckon he's looking good.
Yeah, nice. Tommy?
Yeah, it's funny. I think Pecco Bagnaia is going to win.
Yep.
Next week. I think convincingly.
Okay.
I think Bezzecchi will be up there as well. Because they
were strong last year.
How was Bezzecchi? He's like this, seesawing. He had an all right result in the end, but...
Second season.
Yeah, I know, but...
Last year's bike?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing well.
And
Marini's doing well. Underrated at the moment, Luca Marini. He's doing really well.
And again,
he's constantly up there.
But he's either 10th or fucking 4th. No, I don't think he's constantly up there.
Yeah, he's like top 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's still nursing an injury as well.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
I reckon the Aprilia's to bounce back this week. Not saying podium, but like 4th and 5th.
Nah. Every time you say Maverick Vinales...
Espargaro did well there last year. He made that awesome pass on Binder and Miller.
Yeah, I think he...
Oh, there's a funny there's a funny video MotoGP put up of him passing Binder and Miller, and it's him playing Freebird.
Yeah.
Through.
Clip that in.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Well, actually, I think Vinales got finished 3rd last year on the Aprilia.
Yeah, because then he went to Silverstone and finished 2nd.
Yeah.
Yep, correct.
So fucking...
I think
heard it here first.
Did Bez take 2nd there last year? Was that...
I've pretty much just chosen the top 3 from last year.
Yeah.
Bagnaia, Bezzecchi, and Vinales.
Yeah, nah, it's not going to happen.
Well, I'm not going to say Vinales is finished on the podium. I'm just saying they're going to be up there. That's all.
Everyone that I choose, it doesn't happen, so I don't know what's going
Man,
on.
the same thing with me. Like, I put Marquez fantasy. So anyway, what do you reckon, Dan? Give us a smoky. Give us something out of the box.
I'm going Marini.
It's going to fucking happen now because you said that.
He's been consistent. He's been quick over 1 lap pace too, so he can qualify. I'm going to throw Jack in there.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm going with it.
Not Binder?
Nah, I was watching an interview with Jack. There's something about him. I got this good feeling. No, am I like he's going to dump it in the first corner.
I hope not. I really want him to do... He is already doing well. But
you can't hate him.
Nah.
You got to love the guy. Like, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's the best.
I wonder what accent he'll put on next week. He'll go Aussie or he's half Euro.
Broken
Yeah,
Euros.
he's half Euro. I hate his half Euro one.
That's so funny.
Oh, it's what happens when you hang out with people with broken English all the time.
Yeah,
you
that's
actually
right.
develop it.
But Pecco to fill in podium spots. But I'm going to bank in Marini for his very first win. And hopefully that can really kickstart him and get him away from being Rossi's brother.
I hope so.
Because he needs that.
Yeah.
And Oliveira for a good finish.
Yeah, nice.
I think he deserves it. And
Fitter.
I think that
Yeah.
Aprilia's a good bike for that track. So I reckon that's where it'll be.
Nice, boys.
I like it.
All right, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Done.
Very good.
Over and out from the track.
Catch it the Cathedral of Speed.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Cheers, boys.
See you, boys.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.